Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in this beautiful world. I am Joy Francis, the CFO and AI automation strategist, coming to you today with turning prospects into profits. I did it right today. I am very happy. I wanted to start today with a quote. I found this quote and it's almost scary to me. It's scary. And I'm going to read it because it's that important. Marketing automation can boost qualified leads by up to 451%. And despite this, 68% of businesses still struggle with lead generation. That comes from Startup Resources and Market Squash. Yeah, I wanted to play squash, but no. Market Splash. And that is a statistic. That's one of the reasons, that's part of where that supports everything that I've done with Turbo and why I created Rev Turbo. Today, we're going to talk about creating and how to find and how to use a sales funnel that's actually going to do the work for you, because you need the automation to do the work. You want the automation to do the work so that you can do what you do best, which is whatever your product is, whatever you are doing. If you are an accountant, you're doing your accounting work, you're doing your audits, you're doing your taxes, you're doing whatever it is your client needs. If you are a contractor, you are building whatever you build. If you're a roofer, you're putting roofs on houses or buildings. If you are, oh, what are some of my other favorites? Whatever you do, that's what you do best. And you're not into creating and dealing with all of the marketing. Eh, I doubt that there's any one of us that has got a degree in what we do, whether it is a trade or whatever other skill it could be, along with marketing. I did that because just because I wanted to learn something. COVID came along and I needed to learn something, put something new into my brain, so that's what I did. And I have learned a lot. I'm not as good as some, but my brain, because it functions well, because I am a problem solver, I can create and develop the concepts, and then I'll turn it over to somebody else to make it work and make it perfect and pretty and do all the things that it needs to do. What do we need to do, and how do we what's the funnel going to look like? What does our funnel need to do? The first thing that we want to do, we need to create awareness. If nobody knows what you're doing, you're not going to make any sales. You're not going to sell a thing, because the best laid plans with, if nobody knows about it, goes nowhere. It'll go nowhere. Nobody's going to do anything. Nobody's going to come near you. Nobody's going to ask about anything because you haven't let them know. One of the critical things, content is king. It's an outdated but still very pertinent, very useful, very important principle in creating your funnel and your awareness. You need people to know what you're doing. You need to highlight your prospects' pain points. And I know I was talking to somebody yesterday, and she was all embarrassed because she said pain points. And I said, don't be embarrassed. That's what you need to be able to do, because that's what you're out there to help someone with. You're there to help them solve the problem that they have. If you're a roofer, I'm not going to get up on our roof and put a new roof up there. You know how to do that if you're the roofer, and I want you to do that. I'm going to pay you. I will come looking for you. But If I don't know that you're there, I don't know what you do, what kind of roofs you put on, then I'm not going to be able to do anything. If I don't know why you are better than ABC roofing over here or XYZ roofing over there, I won't know that you're better or worse than somebody else. That's what you need to educate me. That's where the content comes in. You print the articles, you publish the articles. You can put them on your website, you can put them on a blog, you can post things in Medium, you can do it in LinkedIn or Facebook or you name it, any one of the social medias, they all are looking for the content, and you can publish anything and everything there. And the social medias are just wanting people to stay, and the more that they have to read, then the social media is going to love you more. So that's one of the good things. You also can use paid ads. I have learned over the years that I don't have to get paid ads. I can do it's going to take a bit longer, but I don't have to pay for ads. I can just go in there and do the content, create funnels, create landing pages, and that's another scary one, the landing page statistic. Yeah, most people will have 1 or 2 landing pages. I've probably got and I was shocked at the statistic. The effectiveness of a landing page, the more you have, the better off you are. 30 pages and more are what is the best statistic for having effective landing pages. And I thought that yeah, I had one of the counselors, one of the mentors was telling me that I had way too many landing pages and da 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 da. But what happens is you get more leads. You get more qualified leads because they're finding what you're offering and what you do. And then you have got to build their interest up. You've got to get them interested in what you do. One of the most common ways that people do this is with lead magnets. They'll offer a lead magnet, and that lead magnet is going to be a story about what the business offers, a story about what the service is, a story about how the pain is eliminated by using their service. And that is most common. You'll see people yeah, people have right now, I people have about the attention span of a gnat, which is not very long. So the lead magnets are getting smaller and smaller. Used to be you'd give books and a book would be great. I just published my book. I could give my book away to somebody and that everybody that used to love that. Now they don't want to take the time to read the book. They want a page that's a checklist. Give me a checklist and oh, okay, then I can go, okay, then I'm through that. I'm done. That's what people are looking for now. But there are still, depending upon where you're at and what you're doing, many different ways that you can do it. Your email nurturing, you're going to be building up that rapport and keeping your name in front of your prospect so that they are aware of you when they're ready to buy. Because only 3% of the market is ready to buy at any given point in time. That's a scary number. Then when they get to the decision stage, you've got to be there and ready to do whatever it takes to do a demo, to do a trial, whatever you are going to be offering. How are you going to get your prospect to understand what you're doing, who you are, and how this is going to work for them? They need to be able to like, know, and trust you to be able to buy from you. That's the like, know, and trust. That's your 3 key words in any type of sale. If you don't develop that know, like, and trust, you don't make a sale. It's not going to be there. That's part of why I do the do the trainings on here. I do the talks on here, and I look to answer your questions. I want to be here, be able to answer the questions because the more questions that I can answer, the more people I can help, that's my ultimate goal is to be able to help billions of people, billions of business owners. And if you ask a question, you have that question, there are probably 10 other people right around you that have got the same question, but they were afraid to ask. And you don't have to put your name on it. You can do it anonymously. It's very easy to do, very easy to like. So you just keep going, you do that. And then we get to the action stage. What are we going to do to seal the deal? You want to make sure that the checkout process is simple. Remember I said people right now have got the attention span of a gnat? It is about they're saying it's up to 8 seconds. I think it's more like 2. And you've got to make sure that if somebody wants to buy something, they don't run into complications. If they run into complications, you lose a sale. And I've lost my fair share because I had something that messed up. It just didn't work. It worked. Everything was fine, and then all of a sudden, hiccup. Zoom went crazy, or the website. Yeah, Mercury went into retrograde. I have no idea what that means, but I hear people say that one all the time, so that becomes my favorite term. But you've got to make sure that your system is going to be able to handle, and if it doesn't, you need to be there that fast to be able to follow up and assist them to make sure that they can get what they're looking for, so that they have the ability to buy from you when what they want and when they want it. And that just becomes the easy way to do things. You also want to make sure that you keep asking questions. The more questions you ask of your prospects and your customers, the more you are going to know about what they want, how they want it, when they want it, and how they're going to use it. Is it something that you can do? Are they looking for something that you're not offering? That's one of the reasons that I'm currently in the process of adding the YouTube. How to get noticed and get yourself ranked at the top of YouTube. Because people tend not to go to that second page on YouTube. I was looking for a prospect today, and I couldn't find him. I couldn't find them there. I went down and went down. I went way further than I normally would, but they weren't there. And it was, okay, this is somebody that could use my help. We can do this. So that's somebody that I will contact. But if you don't come up on YouTube and that's where you're trying to be marketed, you're in trouble. Because YouTube is the number 2 search engine. There are approximately 2 billion people watching videos on YouTube daily, every day. So you have a substantial chance of being seen on YouTube if you have a video out there or something that is going to get the attention of your prospects. And so that's a very important thing to be doing. And then the last stage that you need is the retention stage. You want to keep that customer working with you. If you are offering something that you I like talking about roofs because we are probably getting closer to needing a new roof, but the roofs will usually last, 25 to 30 years. We put the roof that's on our house right now, we put it on here 25 years ago. So it's going to be in the next 5 to 10 years, 5 to 7 years probably, definitely going to need to be a replacement. But it's not something that is done all the time, where if you're an accountant, taxes need to be done every year. Your financial statements need to be done on a regular basis, depending upon whether you have loans with the bank, will determine how often you need to provide them with the financial statements. Could be monthly, could be quarterly, and usually it will be either monthly or quarterly when you have a loan. And there are all different types of things that you are going to be doing, and you need to keep your customers and your prospects knowing you, happy with you, and wanting to continue working with you. When that customer is happy, they can become your best marketing system. They will promote you when you do something that makes a client happy, they're just going to tell the world. And if they if you do something good, this is my statistic from my professional speaker statistic. If you do something good for someone, they'll tell 1 to 2 people. If you do something bad, they'll tell 8 to 10. But if you do something bad for a professional speaker, we'll tell 8 to 10,000 or more, or 8 to 10 million or whatever, but it's a lot more. But you want those customers that are happy with you, praising you and telling the world how wonderful you are, because that marketing doesn't cost you anything. You may give something as a loyalty reward or something of that nature, but you don't have to. You can just take them out to dinner or give them a free service or create something for them or do whatever, but you are getting this for free. They are giving it to you because you are you, and they know, like, and trust you, and that's what it's all about. So, the key pieces, you need to be customer-centric. You need to have your focus on the customer. You need to be on top of all the data. You need to know what's going on. And critically, you need to have everything personalized. If you get an email from me, it will generally have in the subject line your first name. If I don't have your first name, that's going to be blank. But if I have your first name, that's going to be right there on the subject line. And then what I'm talking about in the email. The automation is going to make everything work better, faster, and less cumbersome. It is going to keep it so that you can do things the way that you want to do them and let the machine, the computer, the electronics do the cumbersome work, that repetitive work that every one of us hates. And that's, these are all the reasons that I created Rev Turbo, because I wasn't doing what I needed to have done. I needed to have a system that was going to do the work for me. I'm adding the YouTube, getting people to the top of YouTube in the rankings because I wasn't doing it for me. And I need to do it for me. And so when I need to do something, I'm creating a system for it. And systems are the way that the world is turning. That is how we are managing to accomplish as much as we accomplish, to do as much as we do, and to keep this system, our economy, running and turning and going. And I don't care where you are, what you are thinking, who you believe in, what you believe, it doesn't make any difference. I just want you to be able to be generating money and making the money. And that's what the bottom line is for you, for me, and everything else. So, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe to this page. Put your comments below. Ask me the questions. Ask me anything. I will answer any questions. And if nobody has told you yet today that they love you, let me be the first. I love you because you are you. And that is so very, very special. Thank you for being you. Thank you for being here. And thank you for sharing this with all your friends and neighbors. I will see you tomorrow. It's going to be an interesting one because I'm flying tomorrow. So I will be coming to you from a plane. And so it will be another interesting conversation, an interesting scenario. I'm not going to have the perfect lighting that I have in my office. So we will see you tomorrow and make it a wonderful day.